You ever pick up a rifle so clean, so dialed in, it makes everything else in your safe feel like it was built by a committee with bad knees? Survival rifles in 2025. They ain't just rusty truck guns or kid-sized plinkers anymore. Today's best options? They fold, float, break down, or disappear into a pack faster than a groundhog in tall grass. And when it's go time, they've still got the horsepower to drop a squirrel or stop a threat cold. Look, with the world on edge, gas prices through the roof, and politicians yapping about bans every other week, these rifles aren't just fun toys for the range anymore. They're tools, real ones. Whether you're bugging out, living off the grid, or just want a rifle that won't cry if it gets dragged through mud and misery, this list has something for your kit. We're ranking the top 10 survival rifles by what actually matters out here. Weight and deploy time. Can it move when you do? Field maintenance. Clean it with a stick and some spit if you have to. Ammo versatility. No picky eaters. Reliability in trash weather. Snow, sand, or swamp. And when it counts, does it hit what you aim at? So strap in. We're kicking off with the decent and working our way up to damn near perfect. And heads up, a few of these rifles? Cheaper than a tank of gas on Interstate 95. Let's go. Number 10. Chiapa M6. This one? Oh yeah, the Chiapa M6 is what happens when gunfolk start brainstorming in a bunker with a pile of scrap metal and too much coffee. It's one of those rifles that fires up conversations. Some folks lean in with curiosity, others just tilt their head like, what in the world is that contraption? It's got roots in old-school Air Force survival guns. Somebody at Chiapa clearly said, let's bring that back, but crank the weird factor to 11 and toss in some real options. Here's the deal. It's a break-action double barrel. Up top, you've got your choice, 22 long rifle or 22 Magnum. Down low, a handy 410 shotgun barrel ready for business. But hold on, it gets better. Slap in those Excalibur inserts, and now you're playing caliber roulette. Pretty soon, you've got a survival gun that eats more flavors of ammo than your local sporting goods store stocks. The whole rig folds flat, barely tips the scale at 5.88 pounds, and hides away easy. Looks innocent. Till you unfold it. Sounds slick on paper, right? But let me be straight. Out in the field, it's hit or miss? Yeah, it's rugged, it's functional. But pulling that trigger feels like squeezing a frozen block of steel. The sights? Serviceable. But you better be patient if you want to hit anything worth bragging about. Listen, the M6 ain't built for the tactical crowd. It's not winning speed drills, and it's definitely not clearing rooms. But if you're scraping the bottom of your gear pile, or you want a last-ditch backup to your backup, that's where it shines. Think of it like the multi-tool of survival rifles. It's not the best at any one thing, but when the chips are down and you're fresh out of luck, it just might be the difference between walking out or being the headline. Chiapa M6. Weird, reliable, and just useful enough to earn a spot in your bug-out setup. Number 9. Savage Model 42. Takedown. All right, now we're stepping into real survival territory. No gimmicks, no mall ninja nonsense. The Savage Model 42. Takedown? That's a rifle built with the backwoods in mind. Plain and simple. Break action, over-under setup. Just how it ought to be. Up top, you've got your choice. 22 long rifle or 22 Magnum for precise small game work. Down below, 410 shotgun ready to deal with varmints or anything that crawls where it shouldn't. The beauty? With a single button, this thing comes apart faster than a cheap folding chair. Pack it, stash it, forget it's there till you need it. Weighs just under 6 pounds, decked out with tough synthetic furniture that couldn't care less if it gets soaked, muddy, or dragged through the worst your trek throws at you. And let's not ignore that savage name stamped on the side, still respected by hunters, trappers, and backwoods folks who don't mess around. Look, this isn't your Instagram-ready, tactical showpiece. The Model 42 is about getting the job done. Small game? Handled. Light defense? Covered. Snake slithering where it shouldn't? Send it packing. Accuracy? The rifle barrel punches above its weight for this class. The 410 shotgun barrel? Let's be honest. You're not dropping turkeys at 50 yards, but squirrels, rabbits, maybe a snake if your aim's steady? No problem. Maintenance? Couldn't be simpler. Fewer moving parts than most semi-autos, which means fewer ways this thing leaves you stranded. Bottom line? The Savage 42 doesn't pretend to be a battlefield rifle. It's quiet, dependable. Kind of like that old fella sitting in the corner. Doesn't say much, but you know he's been through some serious situations and walked out the other side. Savage Model 42. Takedown, no-nonsense survival tool, built for when comfort zones disappear. Number 8. Styr Scout. All right, this one might not look like your classic survival rifle, but it steps into that lineup like it owns the place, and dares you to say otherwise. The Styr Scout comes straight out of Jeff Cooper's playbook, his vision for the perfect all-purpose rifle. Bolt action, chambered in hard-hitting .308 Winchester, light enough to carry all day, rugged enough to take a beating, and still stack tight groups when it counts. Let's break it down. You're getting a slick, purpose-built setup. Built-in bipod for prone work, integral scope rail up top, and a sneaky spare mag tucked right into the stock like your ace in the hole. Weight? Just around 6.5 pounds. Length? Stretches out to 39 inches overall. Yeah, longer than some of the takedown rigs on this list, but you trade that for raw capability. That .308 chambering? Serious reach, serious punch. In a real-world survival scenario, that means you're not just punching paper. You're handling threats. Two-legged, four-legged, doesn't matter. You've got the range to deal with them. Accuracy? Exactly what you expect from a rifle tipping the scales north of $1,700. Clean, consistent groups, buttery smooth bolt throw, built to run, built to last. Look, is it overkill for popping squirrels or chasing rabbits? Sure. But when the stakes are high, when you need distance, control, and enough firepower to defend what's yours, the Styr Scout isn't flinching. This isn't just gear. It's philosophy with a trigger. The rifle for folks who don't just want to survive. They want to outlast, outshoot, and outthink whatever's coming. Even if you never leave your zip code, running a Scout makes you feel like you could walk 3 states deep and live off the land every step of the way. Styr Scout. Built for the ones who take survival serious and play to win. Number 7. Browning BLR Takedown. Now I know what you're thinking. Survival rifles? Tough, rugged, maybe even a little ugly. But elegant? Yeah, that's a word you don't hear much, unless you're talking about the Browning BLR Takedown. This thing's pure class. Lever action design with roots deep in American tradition, but with a modern twist that earns its spot on this list. Here's the magic. It breaks down in seconds, splits right in half, but still holds true zero when you snap it back together. That alone? Total game changer. You're not re-zeroing in the dirt or wasting ammo checking your sights after every takedown. Caliber options? They don't mess around. .308 Winchester, .243, even .450 Marlin for when things get real hairy and you need big league stopping power. Pack it in a backpack, stash it under the truck seat, and forget it's there till you need to lay down some serious lead. Most lever guns? You're stuck with a tube magazine, not the BLR. Detachable box magazine ready to run, quick reloads, real-world practicality baked in. They kept the weight manageable too. Lightweight aluminum receiver keeps the scale hovering around 6.8 pounds. Not featherweight, but balanced, ready to carry, ready to deploy. And let's be honest, this thing runs like a dream. That lever action, smooth as glass, trigger, crisp enough to make you grin. Accuracy? Impressive, especially for a takedown rifle. This isn't some relic hanging on the wall next to Granddad's old Winchester. The BLR's built for hunters, preppers, and anyone who respects tradition, but demands modern reliability. Elk season? Covered. Off-grid bug-out plan? Covered. Want to look good while staying prepared? You're covered. Browning BLR Takedown. For folks who know survival doesn't mean sacrificing style, even after the grid goes dark. Number 6. Weatherbe Vanguard. Built tough, priced right. All right, folks, moving right along. Next up, we got a rifle that punches way above its price tag. The Weatherbe Vanguard. Now, this beauty's rockin' a Vanguard brown tungsten stock paired up with a full Cerakote finish across the barrel, receiver, bolt, and safety. That ain't just for looks. That Cerakote's built to take a beating from the elements. Rain, mud, snow, bring it on. This rig's made for all weather abuse. Down the pipe, you're looking at a cold hammer-forged barrel. Same kind of craftsmanship you see on rifles that'll cost you twice as much. Accuracy? Dead on. Consistency? Hunt after hunt, it delivers. Worried about recoil knocking you around, especially with those bigger calibers? That's where the integral recoil lug steps in, built to soak up that energy and spread it evenly across the stock in action, so your rifle stays planted, shot after shot. Trigger's got you covered too. 2-stage adjustable down to 2.5 pounds, crisp as breaking glass. Perfect for precision work, whether you're punching paper or putting meat in the freezer. Now, let's talk reliability. Weatherbe didn't cut corners here. The M16 style extractor rips those spent cases out smooth every single time, so you're not fiddling with stuck brass or dealing with jams when it matters most. And when the hunt gets rough, muddy, dusty, forgotten cleaning kit? No worries. The fluted bolt body keeps your cycling slick and reliable even when your maintenance routine's been, let's just say, relaxed. Safety's always first, right? The Weatherbe Vanguard's got your 6 with a fully shrouded bolt design and 3 built-in gas ports, engineered to vent pressure safely away from your face if things go sideways. Peace of mind baked right in. Price? Just $739, and for the premium feel and rugged features this thing's packin', it's worth every penny. Number 5. Ruger 1022 Takedown. Now, let's be real. If there's one rifle that basically built the small game prepper scene from the ground up, it's the legendary Ruger 1022. And this takedown version? Same trusted rimfire platform, but now it breaks apart slicker than ever. Easy to pack, easy to stow, ready when you need it. Here's how it works. Push a lever, give the barrel a twist. Boom, it's in 2 pieces. Suddenly you've got a reliable rimfire rifle that tucks right into most backpacks with room to spare. Perfect for the truck, the bug-out bag, or anywhere space matters. It tips the scale just over 5 pounds. Featherweight. Chambered in good old .22 long rifle. No, you're not dropping threats at distance. But that's not what the 1022 is here for. This rifle's job? Quietly, efficiently, putting meat in the pot, squirrels, rabbits, birds, and then disappearing until duty calls. 10-round rotary mag, rock-solid aftermarket support, and a trigger that frankly performs way better than it has any right to at this price point. Accuracy? Excellent, especially for a rimfire. You want optics? Toss a scope up top. Suppressor ready? Absolutely. Modularity means you can dress this rifle up however your setup demands. Cleaning? Stupid simple. No tiny springs or mystery pins to lose in the dirt. Just strip it down, wipe it off, and keep moving. Out in the field? It flat out works. No drama, no excuses. And in a survival situation, reliability beats all the flashy tactical gimmicks every single time. Bottom line? The October 22nd Takedown is the baseline, the measuring stick for what a real-world survival rifle needs to be. You can spend more, chase fancier features, but few rifles out there are this proven, this practical, this ready. Ruger 1022 Takedown, the small game workhorse every prepper, backpacker, and survivor should know. Number 4. Henry AR-7. All right, 6 rifles down, and now we're stepping into real survival history. No hype, no gimmicks, just straight-up life-or-death engineering. The Henry AR-7 wasn't built for the range, wasn't built for Instagram. This thing was made for downed pilots, stranded in the middle of nowhere, with nothing but their gear and grit to get 'em home. Back in the 1950s, U.S. Air Force pilots carried this exact platform, designed with one mission: survive until rescue arrives. Now, to modernize? Yeah, the AR-7 looks a little quirky. But here's the thing. The design hasn't changed much, and that's because it still flat-out works. 22 long rifle chambering, perfect for small game and essential shots when it counts. Breaks down fast, just a few parts, and every single piece tucks right inside the stock. Neat, self-contained, watertight, and, yeah, it floats. We're talking one of the most compact, lightweight survival rifles ever built. About 3.5 pounds total, assembled in under a minute. No tools, no stress. Look, this isn't built for running drills or stacking tight groups at 200 yards. But for what it is, out to 50 yards, you've got plenty of accuracy to handle small game or basic defense when everything's gone sideways. Toughness? It's no tank. You're not smashing rocks with it. But rain, cold, river dunkings? It shrugs that off, no problem. Maintenance? Dead simple. Even better? The magazines store right inside the stock. Slick, efficient. More rifles ought to steal that idea. The AR-7 is a pure survival rifle. No mall ninja accessories, no tactical overkill. It's for that desperate moment when everything else is gone, your backup plans failed, and all you've got left is this rifle and your will to keep pushing. Henry AR-7. Minimal, proven, designed to get you home when the world goes dark. Number 3. Keltech Sub2000 Gen 3. If survival had a secret weapon hiding in plain sight, it'd look a whole lot like the Keltech Sub2000 Gen 3. This thing folds in half like a lawn chair, drops into a backpack with room to spare, and best of all, it runs the same mags as your everyday carry 9mm pistol. That's not just traveling light, that's traveling smart. And in 2025, smart logistics ain't optional. It's survival 101. Here's the breakdown. Chambered in 9mm or 40 Smith & Wesson, the Sub2000 puts real pistol-caliber firepower in a rifle-length platform. 16.25-inch barrel, just over 4 pounds total weight. And when you don't need it, folds right at the barrel, locks up tight, transforms into one of the most compact rigs on this whole lineup. Easy to stash, easy to carry, ready to deploy. Magazine compatibility? That's where the Sub2000 shines. Glock or SIG mag setups mean your carbine and sidearm pull from the same ammo pile. No guesswork, no mixing calibers. Smooth, streamlined, efficient. Accuracy? More than respectable for a blowback carbine. Toss a red dot on the M-lock rails, dial it in, hitting center mass at 100 yards. No drama. Now, is it match grade? Number, but for real-world survival, fast, repeatable hits? That's what counts. Maintenance? Straightforward. The new Gen 3 tightens up reliability, smooths out the recoil, and keeps this thing running when lesser rigs choke. And yeah, it's a Keltec. The aesthetics? Let's call it function over form. You're not buying this to win style points at the range. You're buying it because it works when everything else quits. The Sub2000 is that odd-looking wrench in your kit. Doesn't look flashy, but when things go sideways, it's the tool that gets you back on track. Keltech Sub2000 Gen 3. Lightweight, compact, logistics-friendly, built to disappear till you need it. Then, get the job done. Number 2. TNW Arrow Survival Rifle. Where the Keltech Sub2000 plays the folding game, the TNW Arrow Survival Rifle steps in swinging with brute force adaptability, AR-style modularity, and a takedown design built for folks who mean business. Here's the deal. This rifle brings everything people love about the AR platform: modularity, parts availability, caliber options, and rolls it into a takedown package that breaks down fast. No tools, no drama. And unlike a lot of rifles that say they're versatile, the Arrow Survival Rifle actually walks the walk. Proven, real-world flexibility. Caliber choices? You've got 'em. Pistol calibers like 9mm, 40S and W, 45 ACP. Even rifle options like 223 or 300 Blackout. Thanks to the quick barrel swap system and Glock magazine compatibility, you've got a multi-role platform in one lightweight, adaptable package. The engineering's slick. Barrel, bolt, upper, all separate into standalone modules. Takedown takes seconds. Stash it in a laptop bag, deploy it under a minute, and you're running a fully functional carbine, ready to roll. Performance? Smooth shooter, low recoil, and it holds consistent 2 MOA groups when you feed it decent ammo. More than enough accuracy for most survival scenarios. Yeah, it costs more than your bargain bin survival rifle, but what you're getting is rugged. Alloy frame, ambidextrous controls, caliber flexibility on demand. It runs reliable, forgiving in mud, rain, or rough conditions. Cleaning? Dead simple, even after dragging it through the nastiest terrain. Bottom line? This is the rifle you pack when your plan includes uncertainty, distance, and adapting to whatever threats come crawling your way. Compact, customizable, engineered to keep working no matter what mess you land in. Truth be told, if James Bond ever ditched the tux, went off-grid, and holed up in a bug-out cabin, guaranteed you'd find one of these hidden behind the pantry. TNW Arrow Survival Rifle. Mission adaptable, survival tough, ready for whatever's next. Number 1. Chiapa Little Badger. And here we are, top of the list. The king of stripped-down, no-nonsense survival rifles, the Chiapa Little Badger. Now look, it ain't glamorous. It's not gonna turn heads at the range. But when the world goes sideways and you're digging through your kit, praying you packed smart, this is the rifle that makes you breathe a little easier. The Little Badger is built to do more with less, plain and simple. You toss it in a backpack, forget it's even there, and when you need it, you'll be damn glad you brought it along. Ultra-light, ultra-compact, ruthlessly simple. No frills, no fluff, just steel, wire, and cold, hard function. Chambered in good old .22 long rifle, this rig weighs a laughable 2.9 pounds, folds down to just over 17 inches, making it one of the lightest, smallest firearms on the planet that still counts as a rifle. Yeah, the skeletonized frame looks like it belongs in a post-apocalyptic movie, but don't let the looks fool you. It's stronger than it seems, and dead reliable when it counts. Single-shot action? Sure, you're not running mag dumps with this thing, but that's the point. You're forced to slow down, aim, and make every shot matter. Accuracy? Surprisingly tight for a design this simple. Plus, the built-in Picatinny rails give you options. Mount an optic, slap on a light if you're feeling fancy. Extra ammo storage tucked right into the stock. Smart move, practical, efficient, ready when you are. And since it's .22 LR, you can carry hundreds of rounds and barely feel the weight. Bottom line? The Little Badger is survival stripped to the bone. No cosmetics, no wasted space, just raw, functional engineering. It's not sexy, it's not tactical cosplay, but when it's time to walk away from everything with just one rifle in your hand, this is the one you want. Chiapa Little Badger doesn't ask for much, but always shows up when your life depends on it. Survival's not about luck. It's about the right rifle, the right mindset, and never quitting. This is Firearms Zone, where staying ready means staying alive.